Hello, welcome. We're here. I'm here to answer all your questions. And we're going to start with an exercise because every time I speak about what I'm going to teach in the diploma, there is a movement of energy. So I want that everybody that is listening to this is grounded so you can receive any benefit, any reorganization of your mind, of your emotions, of your physical, of your energetic body. So place your feet on the ground and feel Mother Earth supporting you. Feel like Mother Earth is holding you, supporting you, nurturing you. And feel how there are always higher hierarchies, higher beings holding us, and we can receive from them. We just need to connect with them. They are there. So touch the ground with your feet, creating this awareness. I am the little one, and Mother Earth is the big one. She supports me. She nurtures me. All the food I eat, all the beauty that is around me comes from Mother Earth. I am the little one, she's the big one. Now imagine that your head is touching the sky, and the sky is here, touching your crown. Try to perceive this. So you're in the middle between the sky and the earth. The sky is the father, and the earth is the mother. So when our biological ancestors, for one reason or another, is not important, they are not available for us, or they were not available for us, we can always perceive Father Sky and Mother Earth. When our siblings, when our friends, our partner is not available for us, we can perceive all around us this universe holding us, because the universe, the sky, the earth is the big one and we are the little ones. So try to perceive that we are being nurtured during all this session. Even if we're just talking about material stuff, times, money, schedules, programs, we're always feeling this connection with something bigger than us, and we feel blessed. And you can touch these 2 points that are 27 of the kidney. This connects us with our lineage, with our key, with the vital energy. So we're going to start raising our vital energy with everything that we're receiving from universe, from Father Sky, and from Mother Earth. And breathe. And just think, I am open to be supported. I don't have to do everything by myself. I can just be supported. And breathe. And relax. Perfect. And in this state of happiness, relaxation, peace, we're going to start with this session of questions and answers. So, who wants to tell me something? Which ones are your questions? Anyone? Yes, Betsy, and then Stacy.
Hey, good morning. My question was, after everything is said and done, after the year of our taking all of the classes, will we be able to ask specific questions with maybe a session that we have with a client that we're like, well, not quite sure about? Will we be able to contact you about specific questions we may have?
Yes, I am always available for your questions, always available. And we can even, if it's like a little group of students that want to have supervision, that's what I call supervision, that we get together and you ask questions about sessions. For example, I'm having these clients, I don't know exactly what to do with this client, or I did this transformation to my client and I didn't know what else to do. So we can do that. We can ask, even in the training, what I am doing, for example, I had my first class in the diploma program in Spanish. I am teaching very different than in the past because I am a different person now. So everything is changing all the time. So what I'm doing, for example, in Attract the Love of Your Life, the diploma, for the people that don't know it, because here I have students that already took the diploma or most of my trainings, and I have other students that they haven't taken any of my seminars. So for the people, the students that are thinking about it and are new, I teach 6 seminars in the diploma. The first seminar is Attract the Love of Your Life. And this seminar is to manifest whatever you want to manifest. It can be manifesting a relationship, but it can be manifesting health or a good relationship with someone that is not a partner. Or it can be manifesting a full practice with a successful practice. So I teach it in a very different way because what I remember in the past, probably when I taught it in the United States, is that what I did was working with couple relationship. I don't remember I really changed the statement. Did I change the statement to manifest any other things or not? I don't think so, right? Sometimes, but very little. This time, since I start the training, we focus in one thing that each of the students want to manifest. And for example, the Spanish group, nobody wanted a couple relationship. They all wanted different things. For example, one wanted to be visible because she's always invisible in any place she goes. Another one wanted to manifest a successful practice because she's a therapist, but she doesn't have a practice. Another one wants to manifest not to be in debt. She's always in debt. So it's many different things. So I help them to see all the steps of the program that are 21, how these steps relate to their specific situation. And it's a different point of view, is to see the same program from a different lenses. And it generates a depth that you didn't experience when you study it. So as practitioners, you can go deeper with your clients and even in your personal work. But in the training, I focus in both areas. First, I focus in your personal growth because you can only be good practitioners if you are in tune. You have to be very healthy, emotionally, spiritually, in all the levels, to go deep with your clients. And the more healthy you are, the more life energy you have and the more successful you can be. Because if you don't have life energy, people don't come to you because you don't have anything to give. You can only work a little bit and then you get sick because the divine is protecting you not to have clients. You need to rest. And when you have a family that is very disordered, you need to learn to take this life energy from other realms because your family doesn't have it. So we will go deeper in systems, much deeper. And during the training, I am always telling you, there are two hats: the hats of the practitioner, the facilitator, and the hat of the client. So I'm gonna tell you, in this moment, you put the hat of the client because I'm gonna guide the exercise. I'm gonna show you, but I want that you experience this part as a client. So you see the results in your life. And then I'm gonna tell you, now I want that you put the hat of the facilitator so you can see this piece of the training as a facilitator. How do I do it? How do I use the manual? So all the time I'm gonna be changing. So you will explore both things, and you can see the recordings all the times that you want. So I'm gonna check which questions you posted. Let me see. The videos are posted really fast after the class when I am teaching. So for example, I teach in 4 o'clock in Spain, 9 o'clock in Mexico, and I don't know what time is for you. But imagine that one day you cannot go to the class because you have something at that moment. Then you will be able to see it. It only changes in Zoom and you will be able to see it, but it will not be edited. Then after the month of the when the 4 classes have passed, we will maybe leave them 2 weeks and then take them off to edit for editing. And then we will put it again. Or we will just duplicate it, edit it, and then put the new one, okay? So you will have it very fast. It's maybe 3 hours later. Yeah. The books are going to be, when you subscribe to the diploma, 2 weeks before the class, you have access to the manuals. It's an area that is the curriculum. My assistant sends you all the pictures and of all the steps. You go in your account in the web, you put your password. If you have already logged in, it's saved, so you don't have to do it again. And you just go to the products that you bought, and you go to the area of the curriculum. And there are all the materials. There are videos preparation. I recorded like 5 or 6 videos or 7. I don't remember exactly. It's like 1 hour of videos for preparation. You need to see that once, and you can see them as much as you want, but I think that with one time is enough. And then there are welcome manuals, and in the welcome manual of each seminar are the practices for each seminar. And that's available 2 weeks before each seminar. And the manual of the seminar is there. And if there is any actualization, you will have always access to the newest manual there. So you don't have to pay a fee to send it. You just go to a printer and you print it. The way I did it, I plastified this and I printed in color, and then what is inside, I didn't do it in color. And that's it. This is the thickest manual. Stacy is asking, is the material the same for the constellation symbols as before, or did you change it for this new set of symbols? I changed it. I'm going to show you the new set, and all the students, if you want to get certified, you need to have a box that is one of the box I did in any of the stages. You are not forced to buy this new box, just if you want. I recommend it. Why? Because now we're working a lot online. After the pandemic, it's very easy to work online. And many of us were working online. So this box has magnets. And I know that many of you live in the United States and you don't have problems finding magnets that you can stick. But they don't fit in the old box. If you put the magnets in the Pac-Mans, in the figures, they don't fit in the box. So I made a box that the figures with the magnets fit. And it's very easy for us to be working with a client and grab the figures without fighting with them. So I did a huge box. You can see the size. So I like it because it is really, now for example, I have been working, so it's not really order, but anyway, you can see that is really order. I don't want to, it has divisions and it's very easy to use them. So I have like a little table here and I bring my board, magnetic board, and it's really easy to be placing them in and out, and it's very easy. And it's the same amount of figures, but I like this material better. So you can decide when you subscribe to the diploma, that is the 6 seminars, you are saving $1,710 if you took each seminar by itself. And you can see that that's the most important thing for me, because you can see each seminar, how they bond together. When you study before, if you study before, it took some time between one seminar and the other. So you could not focus in this training and really be walking in a rhythm. So it's going to be very different because each seminar is giving you a vision of how we work in relation with others. I believe that when we came to the planet Earth, our best university is the relationship with other people, the relationship with our best friend. You know, when we are little, well, when we are little children, the relationship with our family, the relationship with our figures of authority, teachers, all that, the siblings, the relationship with our best friends. Then when we have a boyfriend, the relationship with a partner. Then we have, university friends or school friends. We have society, religion group. And in all these dynamics is where we find who we are as humans, as individuals. And is a truth that most our happiness and our suffering comes from our relationship with other people, right? So in this training, that's what we learn, to relate with other people, how we take things from other people, how we can be who we really are and manifest who we really are in our full potential without carrying things that don't belong to us and taking from others what really nurtures us, and giving to others what we came to give to this life. So the first training is our relationship with ourselves and one-to-one, and how we create the life that we live. The second training is the relationship with the family. Heal the family. The third training is the systems, is another level, bigger level. Then the therapeutic abilities is how to create these bonds in a way that is healthy. And how do I bond with my past? And I create my future. So it's a different channel. How I bond, it's like the tubes to communicate, to be in presence and in time. How do I create in my mind the situations that I replicate, and I cannot stop recreating the same stories because I am trying to close issues. And then how to work with the figures. That's the 5th seminar. The 6th seminar is how to put everything together. So I teach it in a way that is very different than before, because I had to find a different way to teach online. And it's very, very different, because online I can give you homework, I can give you exercises, and you can exchange sessions. So what I do is this training is not going to be available all the time, only when I am like guiding a group, okay? So during the training, that is 1.5 years, I am very present for the group, very present. If you are willing, we ask your permission. We create a chat in WhatsApp that is only for things of the training. We create too an exchange chat, that is another one, for the students that want to trade sessions, okay? So I try as a teacher that you get along with each other and you practice if you want to. But this is only suggestions and it's free. You can always contact me by private and I answer your questions. And if you subscribe to the diploma and you want the new box, you get a 10% of discount extra, okay? Because I always like to have the newest material. So I am promoting that you can have the best material. So in my work of being better teacher, I have been creating better material and better books. The set of symbols didn't change, it's exactly the same figures. There are 21 transformations in the manual of Attract the Love of Your Life. So if you already bought the box and you didn't receive the discount, because we had that problem, my assistant didn't check that at the moment. We were researching with accounting how we could give you back the money. And if I have to check if there was a way that if you already paid everything and bought the box, how we can give you back the money. We have to find out in accounting how to do it. Or maybe you can buy something, or when you do the certification, we can take the money if you are willing. We need to find out how to give you back the money, because it entered I don't know, Mexican taxes are some complications there, but we have to give you the money back, okay? One way or another, because you deserve so if you haven't bought the Pac-Mans, please tell my assistant so this doesn't happen again, because later it's harder. For the facilitator certification, the question is that if I will require you to provide proof that you did the sessions or any approval. No, I am not going to control that part. So what I expect from you is basically that you enjoy the training. I give you suggestions, but I am not going to control that you do the homework. You, in my point of view, people that receive these trainings, if I look at them one time and I see that they are doing a session with humbleness at the service of the client, they are capable of listening to the client, I'm going to ask you a specific transformation. I don't let it free. So it's an exam, it's an evaluation, because I'm going to tell you what to do, and this is going to be a surprise, okay? So you need to practice all the material because you don't know what I'm going to ask you. You cannot practice and practice and practice the same material and think I'm going to let you do that, okay? It's going to be surprise. I may tell you, I want that in 15 minutes, you do this exercise. You ask your client this, because what do I want? And I am always guided. I never do the same. You never know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know what I'm gonna do because I flow. So when I have a student that is going to present an exam, what I have done in the past, in all my trainings, I just pray and I ask, what do I need to observe in this student? What is needed for me to observe? And I just receive an intuition, and that's what I ask my client or my student. And what students have told me is that normally the one that was more difficult for them was the one that I asked them. And the purpose of this is to help you to be better. So some students, even that they didn't do it perfect, I don't expect that you do it perfect. I don't expect that you do it like me either. I don't expect that you follow my style. I don't want replications of Maggie in the world. I want that you are who you are. I want that you are yourself, and I want that you express your gifts in the planet. That's what I want. And my duty as your teacher, if you decide to train with me, is to give you all the resources so you can shine with your own gifts. So during the training, I will do the best for you to have the highest resources. And if you need supervision, I will give you supervision. If you need more practices, I will give you more practices. If we need an extra class, because the 4 ones that I decided that weren't enough in real life, I may schedule another class because it's needed. So my goal as a teacher is that you are the best practitioner that I can teach, and to certify you. That's what I want. So when I have certified in the past, basically the whole group got certified. The whole group. I don't want that you send me by scan or by, I trust that you do your homework, because that's the homework that you need. Some of you have been practicing so much that you don't need to practice more. You have done enough sessions. Some of you don't. Some students did all the sessions. For example, one student did all the sessions and she didn't pass the exam. And the reason was that she didn't listen her client. She felt she knew a lot because she has done all her homework and she thought she was very good. She was very good doing the sessions. I mean, she could follow the book, but she was arrogant. She didn't listen to the client. I cannot certify someone that doesn't listen to the client, because we have to be in the service of the client. So I don't pay so much attention if you are nervous in the evaluation and you skip one page because you were nervous and you changed the page and then you forgot one page and then you find out and then you went back and you did L before the previous letter. I won't pay so much attention to that because we make mistakes. We are human. I will pay more attention if you are there, if you are listening to the client, if you are doing a session that is, you know, in your center, those kinds of things. That's what is important for me. Okay. And what other questions do you have? Mexican people had a lot of questions. Yes, Stacy?
I was curious with the Healing the Family, since that one's already pre-recorded. I know we can email you questions. Will we be able to email you during that month of training questions about the materials, since we'll just be watching a course and a class of students that you already pre-recorded?
What I'm gonna do one session. I'm gonna schedule one session for questions. And for the ones that took it already, that were in the recording in the class, they can be there too, because I'm gonna talk about the changes I did in the book. The book, the manual is not exactly the same. I did some changes, okay? And so I'm gonna decide. I'm still making some changes in the book. So when I finish everything, I'm gonna decide how much time. I haven't scheduled it because I'm deciding how long. If it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm deciding.
So yes. I have lots of questions.
Good.
I'm referencing everything I've known for all these years, and I'm excited to see how you've changed it. So I'm curious with, you had mentioned in one of the introductory videos that you already have, if we log into our accounts, I watched all of that. You had said that definitely print out the Attract the Love of Your Life, or Attract Love into Your Life book, and create a manual. But the other ones, I thought I understood you to say that you didn't need to print those out because it's not a workbook like you had done before, that it's simply training material. And I was thinking,
welcome manuals, the welcome manuals.
Yeah, the Healing the Family, Healing the Systems, those. No,
all of them are going to change. So all of them are going, even the first one, the first page, you see the first page is changed. The old one is this one. The new one is this one, okay? And we are changing all the covers of all the manuals. The ones that you don't need to print is the welcome manuals. Each seminar is going to have a welcome manual that is basically the practices. And those pages, if you are practicing, you can do it, but you have, for example, the old mastery. So you can use that one for the practices, right? You don't need to print those pages, only if you want, because you don't have to give it to me. But the manuals to give sessions, these ones, yes, I suggest that you print them. And we're still working in the covers. It's a work in progress. Any other questions, Stacy? No? Yes, is the only time I'm going to teach this training live. And this is a question I receive a lot. Why? Why am I training only one time this? And why am I reviewing with so much care the manuals? Putting so much love? Because I want to move forward, you see? I want to move to the next material. I started doing some, while I was still in resonance repatterning as a teacher, I created a third manual that was for conflicts. What happens, after healing the systems? I don't know if you remember that back then I had constellations a little bit in one of the training, in one of the books, and another in the other one. But I was doing it very, very it wasn't enough for the students to learn it the way I was doing it. So I have been changing. I have been changing the way I do constellations to finding ways that are shorter. And in the past, I wrote a manual with resonance repatterning for conflicts. What do you do, for example, what do I mean with conflicts? What do you do if you're married or you are in a society with someone and you are moving forward and the other one is not moving forward? Imagine that you're climbing a mountain and your companion sits down and says, I don't want to walk anymore. I am tired. And you made a commitment. You wanted to go to the top of the mountain. What are you going to do? Do you continue by yourself? Do you sit down with your companion and you wait until he decides to move on? or what do you do? But you need to move because it's going to be night and you cannot stay in the middle of the path. So what do you do with those situations? That these are practical situations. These things happen in life. And what can we do? So I did a whole bunch of transformations about that, different situations. And they are there. But I cannot teach the new material if I keep teaching the material that I have. I don't have enough weekends or enough days to be doing everything. So I'm recording this. I'm doing it very, very good. I'm teaching it in a way that even if you see it many times, each time that you see it, you can grow as a person. You can use it as a therapy, personal therapy. And you can use it too, the videos of my training, to get better as a practitioner. So you can use it in many ways anytime you need motivation, because this work to be a practitioner, to see clients, sometimes can get really heavy and you need motivation, you need refresh, you need a new way to see the same tools, because we get bored and we tend to use the same things. So that's what I want, that this training gives you this refreshness, is this motivation, this growth, this push, okay? And when I finish in English and in Spanish to teach it, I will start with the other manuals, with the new trainings. And I think it's going to be much better if you take it this time the way it is, even if you took it before with me, even if you took some of the trainings, that you open yourself, this is a different product, and that you can learn it this way, because the new material is going to be very easy if you have this one, the way I am going to do it now. because I tend to do in a way that is very easy to learn and you don't lose time and energy. If we create a rhythm and if we create a habit, then the next is going to be easy and you can focus in what is important. And what is important is to really change the way we live, the way we perceive life, and the way we bond. Another question. When will we know the book's edits are complete and we can have them printed? Well, at the moment that they are in your, I am taking so much time reviewing them that when we place them in the web, this is complete. Now, for example, Attract the Love of Your Life, it's in the page and you can print it, okay? When we place Heal Your Family, it's going to be completed. I don't expect to do more changes. That's why I am reviewing them with so much care. I have many people reading them too, not me, the only one. Okay, so you can print them at the moment they are in your there in the web. Once certified with the diploma, are there CEUs to keep up to date on our certification? This is an excellent question. In the past, I haven't created any fee or any requirement to be announced in my webpage and to be certified. At the moment my students made the test, the evaluation, they could give me their photo, their bio, and I place them in my web. This time, I'm gonna do something different. I'm going to require something because I want that the group that I am listing in my webpage is growing continuously. But I haven't decided. By now, there are no requirements. And I tend to do some things logic. I think that if you are announced in my webpage that is having quite a lot of traffic, most in Spanish, but in English too, you should be actualized. You should be refreshed. But right now, the students I have in Spanish in my webpage, some of them haven't studied in, I don't know, 8 years, any training with me. And they have been quite disconnected. So I'm gonna ask requirements, but I don't know yet. My suggestion is that you focus in the first steps that you have. If I don't like to keep asking things to my students or fees. I tend to be quite, I like that students study because they like to study, not because they have a requirement. That's the way I am. So if I place a requirement, I think it's going to be very flexible. Knowing me, it's going to be very flexible, and it will have to do with some of the new things that I am releasing, that it will be important that you know about them. But I hope to do them so good that you feel motivated to come, not because I do a requirement about it, because you feel interested in doing it. Yes. tell me, what more questions do you have? If someone has any problem with the payment and has been doubting to take the diploma because doesn't have the money, please send us a plan. How could you pay? Tell me, how could you pay for the diploma? And I am open to listen to you. Okay? And I don't want that someone doesn't take it because they don't have the money. If you want to take it, this is a very good opportunity. I want to tell you too that the hosting is giving us some problems with the web page in English. So we have been creating links so you don't have any problem. And I'm having meetings with my team to know how to do it. We're solving that. And I am very, very excited to do it. This is going to be much better than your previous experience in November. So what happened if you take Attract the Love of Your Life and you only subscribe to Attract and then you decide to continue? What we are offering is that you pay $3,490. So we are going to give you a discount of $500 to the price of the diploma because you already paid Attract. Okay? That's what we are going to offer you. And please, 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 if you have any problem with payment, please tell us. Send a payment plan. Say, tell us, you know, Maggie, I would really like to take it, but I can pay like this. Let's see, is there a class that focuses on step-by-step building a practice? Yes, therapeutic abilities. I'm gonna teach you there that, and in mastery. I teach you a part of this in therapeutic abilities. Normally we don't grow because we don't feel secure. So in that part, I teach you how to feel that you have all what is needed to create a practice. And I talk very concrete things that you need to do to hold the energy, to be offering a good service. All these practical things that normally they don't teach you. And then in mastery, when we put together all the things, we do more, okay? And you can start giving sessions since the first class. If you already have a practice, you can start using the book after you have done each transformation in yourself, okay? You can do it in others. And if you don't have a practice, what I suggest is that you tell us that you want to be in the exchanging groups. So you start exchanging with the students, okay? Any other question? For example, in the first class of Attract, what I do is that I teach everything that is interesting for everyone. And at the end, I say bye-bye to the people that know already how to muscle test. And I stay with the group that once that I check them and I look at them, how they muscle test. So I try to do things that are not needed for the whole group, but I stay with a little group. And if you are having a practice and you have some questions, at the end of the class, I can stay longer with the people that want to supervise, and everybody can stay if you want. But if you don't want to stay, I stay with the ones that want. We record that and you have access to that later if you want. Okay, so I am totally open because my focus is in give you a good training, not it's 4 hours and that's it. No, it's to give you what you need to have all your needs answered. So another question. Oh, I think I answered that one. Yes, do you have any other? I think I have answered all your questions, right? Is there any other question?
Teresa has a question.
Ah, Teresa, I didn't see you.
Hey, that's okay. First of all, I have an appreciation. Thank you so much. You've put so much time and thought, and as you said, love into this new training. I really appreciate that. Also, your team, that you have such a great team that is making sure to watch your back and ours.
Yes.
So thank you so much for all of that. And the biggest thing is the books, that we don't have to keep buying updated books, that you're going to put it digitally so we can just download it if there's an update. So I'm really grateful for those things. My question has to do with, since it's a long-term investment, so it's over a year long, one is, do you have something in place in case something should happen where you're not available, out of the, unexpected events happen. So is there someone who will take your place if we find we need a teacher?
If I die or I get sick.
Or something happens and you just have to be away.
Yes.
It could be a family member,
Well, I have a son that he studied psychology. He's a psychologist. And since he was a baby, he was doing the seminars with me. Okay? He could, but I have never talked with him. I could talk with him. I have never thought about it.
Good. That's great.
But I have received the message over and over that I will be working a long time in the planet still. So this is so real for me, I'm so ready to die anyway. That's the truth in reality. But the truth is that there is enough money in the business to give the money back to you. If there was a case, we could give you back the money. And my team knows about it. My accounting knows about it. That if I cannot fulfill my commitments, I could refund the money, okay? Because it's not the same to study with me, even if my boy is a psychologist, he doesn't have 30 years of experience as a practitioner. So I don't think that there is someone that could take my place in teaching at this moment of time. I have some long-time students like Stacy, for example, Sylvie, in Mexico I have certified, but they don't have the skills that I have in family systems. They have many other skills. So, for example, in constellations, systemic constellations, maybe the other trainings can be someone, but in systemic constellations and the new things I am doing, I don't see that there is someone doing it. So I think we would just have to give you the money back.
Well, my other question leads to my other question, which is the long-term benefits of taking this course, that we'll be able to continue to use it. And if there's some type of acknowledgement, certification, something that we can say, this is the professional process that I use. Do you have something like that? And thank you for answering my questions.
When I was in Mexico, this is an excellent question. When I was in Mexico, I did all the process to be certified by the Secretary of Education, by the government of my state. And basically, it was to fulfill a lot of paperwork, basically. So I did all that. That was a lot of paperwork. It's a headache, but you just do it. And the students got a diploma that changed every year because every time they had a new director in the government office, he wanted the diploma different and it was a different signature. But we did that every year, that it was a headache every year because it was a lot of uncertainty of the times they were going to take. Sometimes they changed the director in the middle of the process and I had to give it back, ask the students again another picture. You know, it was very chaotic. Right now, when I was going to launch this, I contacted Suzanne, the new head of restaurant repatterning, to see if I could get her the credential that she's offering, you know. And at the end, I decided that I didn't want to. I didn't want all that. And even though I could offer, and it's very attractive for students to have so many licenses, you know, to say, I have a diploma that is supported, you know, that has all these associations validating my studies. I didn't want to because specifically what I teach is systemic. And the systems we choose to belong have an influence in us for the good and for the bad, okay? For everything. So I was really praying, deciding, sensing, perceiving, and I decided to be honest with me, my essence. I have a lot of diplomas because I have studied a lot. I have studied a lot and I have a lot of diplomas. And some of them, you know, come from universities, supported credentials in the planet with cedula, with numbers, you know, numbers of the government that give you a solid base. The truth is that the best trainings, the ones that help my client the most, are the trainings that I don't have any good diploma. I mean, it's a piece of paper printed in a printing house that doesn't have any validation for any government. And the truth is that I am in a country, and I was in a country that all my studies don't value for anything. I don't have any certification to work in health. And when clients ask me, what qualifications do you have to work with someone that is ill? Nothing. I don't have any certification to work with someone that is ill. You need to go to a doctor. I can work with you educating your mind. That's what I can do. That's the only thing I can do. And that's what I'm going to teach you, to train your mind and to train others' mind to think in a different way, to perceive systems and life in a different way. And it was heavier to do it than lighter. So I didn't want to go through all the paperwork to do it and to do all the process that implied, because I was being dishonest to my heart and to my path. And my best teachers, the ones that I replicate my 2 legs walking, Bert Hellinger, resonant repatterning, another trainer that is family, that is Judith Jones. My certifications don't worth anything in where I am. And I am full of clients. My followers, I don't know how to call them, but followers are growing in Spanish. And I have 2 books published in Spanish by the largest editorial house. in America, in the planet, this Penguin Random House. And people follow me because of what I give them. They don't really care about certifications. You are going to be successful because of what you give. And the papers in the wall gives us this feeling that I have this support. And sometimes they are important. But the truth is that what I could offer you, even doing all that paperwork, doesn't give you the permissions to work in your country in health. And what I really needed, if I could offer something to work with health, is something else. That, for example, for United States, it needs to be a coaching with an association that does coaching, something like that, you see? If not, it doesn't really help. And for Spain, it's other thing. So each country has different certifications and are very specific for the country. So if you are really needing that, what I suggest is that you research in your country. If I want to focus and not have any problem with the Secretary of Health, what do I need to study? And probably you will find out that you don't need, if you use the right words and you are humble enough to say, no, I don't work with that. You need to go to a doctor. If you have, anorexia or bulimia, or you have an addiction, you need to go to a specialist that works with that. I give you this part. And that's what I have done. But I don't offer a certification. I was very stressed to offer it, very stressed because I wanted to. And then I decided, no, I'm gonna use my time in what I do and what is in my hands. That is create very good trainings that don't follow any certification, because then I have to sacrifice something. I will have to sacrifice something that I don't want to. And I have to, basically was paying money and fulfilling forms that.
Hey, babe. I'm gonna go head out.
Yes?
Okay, I'll be back in a while, okay?
Who wants to answer? I don't know what you think about, let me see. Teresa, what, tell me.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful answer. And I totally feel the lightness instead of the heaviness. And I think you're right. I put the onus back on us as individuals. Just find out whatever field we're in. Like I have a nursing license, so I'm always concerned that I'm not stepping into a role that someone can come back and say, oh, we have to take your license away because you're practicing medicine. So I'm very clear that I do non-medical support. So that was the reason for my question. So thank you.
Yes. And when I have doubts, I receive a client and I have doubts that client needs medical support. I say, you need medical support, go to a doctor. Go to a psychiatrist, because I am not sure this is in the line. So go check, and I can give you this little part. So when I have faced family members, I feel so, relaxed. No, I never said that I am here. So I don't have to prove that I am here. I'm here. And what I good is good enough. What I give is good enough. So let's see more questions here. Yes, are you only allowing English practitioners who take this live diploma training to be listed on your web? I don't understand the question. When you get certified, you mean that the question, Heather, is that if you don't take the diploma, but you do you have already taken all the trainings, or what what is your case in this? I need to see each, you know what I'm doing, because some of the students have taken all my classes and they are only missing mastery. That's the only class that I have never done in English, so they didn't take it. So some of you have asked me, what if I don't have this diploma and I just wait until you give mastery? I do mastery and then I do the exam. The problem with that is that you won't have the new books. And I haven't decided what to do because I am doing step by step. You know, I did Attract the Love of Your Life, the best that I could. Now I am teaching it in Spanish. And Spanish is my guinea pig. I'm seeing how they are, because, you know, Spanish speaking people are more intense. So if I'm going to have a crisis, I always have it in Spanish, not with English speaking people, because you are more contained. That's the culture. Okay. So I am seeing how it works to give the best. Then I do it in English. And at the same time, I'm reviewing. By then I finished Healing the Family and I'm working with Healing the System. So it's a working process because I am really, there are things that you need to do in the moment. You cannot do it with so much time in advance because then it's out of rhythm. It's like when you decide, you don't know what do you want to dress sometimes in 1 week, right? Sometimes the day before, you plan something and then you change your mind in the moment. So there are things I need to do closer to the time because the energy around in the planet is changing really fast. And the energy is moving in the sessions really different. Okay? So I am creating the manuals in a way that they won't change. They will stay the same. So I can focus in the new ones. And the changes I will do in the new trainings. So until I finish the complete manuals, I will tell those people that don't want to take the diploma what they need to do extra, if there is a possibility, okay, to do the exam. If they need to do an actualization, or if I can offer an actualization, or they need to take the diploma program complete. I don't know yet. I don't want to scare them anyway, because I always offer solution. I don't offer problems, I offer solutions. So I don't have a solution right now. So I cannot offer anything. I need to focus in what I have in front. What I have in front is the diploma. I suggest that you take the diploma because it's going to be much better to see the whole diploma in the way that is going to be now, and to really sumergirte, get inside the diploma, the way it is. Someone speaks Spanish that know how it's sumergirte?
No, but sign language, it's like immerse yourself into it.
Immerse, exactly, immerse. Immerse in the program, because you will see the systems, you know, to move the energy in this kind of knowledge. You really need to create an awareness of systems, how systems work, how systems get entangled, how they pull you. And systems are alive. So you think that you order a family, but the family members are alive. So they keep getting disordered and pulling you in entanglements that are new all the time. So you get better and better and better. And if you belong to a very active church or community or university, you're always getting entangled and disentangled, and you're growing. We grow in our relationships. So this is amazing to learn it this way and to be the difference in the timings, like you emerge in one manual, then you emerge in the other, then you emerge in the other, then you play around with all of them. The way you are going to learn constellations, totally different. But I don't know yet how much I'm gonna change the book, the manual. Because I have a new manual in Spanish, because I gave a new training in Spanish in constellation that is nothing like the way I used to teach constellations. So the students that don't take the new diploma, they won't be able to do it. So I understand when they tell me, but I did it and you only missed one training, that mastery. I understand. But I cannot certify someone that is not actualized. But I will have to do that with all the old students, right? In Spanish too. So until I have a solution, I won't say anything for those kinds of students. Because right now I don't have a solution. I need to create the complete diploma. And the diploma is not yet created. The manuals are written, but they are having a lot of changes. Probably I will add the new diploma the new manual that I did in constellations, and I will merge both of them. So you will have more material. You will have the old way as an option and the new way as an option. Because one goes to the solution, directly to the solution. You don't go through the problem. Sometimes we need to check why we do something, right? And sometimes we don't need to know. Why do I do it? I don't know. For example, one client was telling me, I don't know why I keep garbage in my home. So we can be ours. Why we keep the garbage? Or we can just, every time I see garbage, I throw it to the garbage, to the basket. I don't know why. I just throw it. I focus in throwing the garbage in the basket. That's it. And the resources I need to do that. Only the resources. I don't go into the problem. I go into the solution. So until I have solutions for the students that don't want to study the complete diploma, how it's going to be, and to get certified, I don't have information for them yet. So you can be listed in the diploma if you take in my webpage when you pass the evaluation, not only the diploma, studying it, is pass the evaluation. And to pass the evaluation, you need to have the new manuals. But the manuals only go with these trainings, with the seminars. Taking this course, you will receive a diploma, but it's not the same as a certification. Correct. Exactly. There are two diplomas. One is completion. You completed the training. And the other one is you are certified. That means Maggie saw you working. And Maggie can certify that the level of the sessions that you give, she feels happy to promote your work. So when someone connects with Maggie and asks, I need someone that speaks English to give me session, she gives your name. I give your name because I recommend you. Okay? But you can lose that spot if someone starts complaining about you and I ask what happened in this case and your reason is not a good reason, then I kick you. I take you out of my webpage too. So there is not a secure place, okay? I don't follow gossip because I know that there are clients that are very difficult and they complain because they go like, if you are Santa Claus and they want that you fulfill all their wishes. I understand that there are clients that are like that, and if you don't fulfill their wishes, they get angry at you. I understand it, but there are other. There, for example, was someone that sent me the recordings of a practitioner that I had listed, and the recordings of the voice of the. I was like, oh God, everything that I thought that not to do, she was doing it, chasing the clients, telling the client how many sessions they needed. And I said, no, I cannot have a practitioner that is chasing a client to have sessions. It's the decision of the client. Even if the client needs the sessions and is not aware of that, we cannot chase them. And I don't chase you to take the training, right? I just suggest, and I don't chase you to do the homework. So please don't chase anybody. It needs to come from their heart. So I give you all these resources so you can be there. So realistically, how much time per week outside the classes will we need to set aside for study, reviews, and practice? It depends how fast you are and how fast are your sessions. I really think that you need the 4 hours of the class. We might go 30 minutes more for the people that have more answers, more questions. For example, if they want, because some of you have practices for a long time. So this time that you learn it, you might have practical questions. Maybe not the first class, but the second class. And I am willing to take more time, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes more, but you can see that later, okay? So if you take the 4 hours of the class, that includes breaks. So you just have food around. So when we break, you eat whatever you want to eat or drink, okay? And I think like a couple of hours. A couple of hours, or maybe 3 or 4 hours the maximum. For example, this class, I let you, they had to read all the introductions. But it depends how fast you read too. I think it's yes, the maximum is 4 hours. And if you want to trade sessions, depend on that, because it's faster if you do the sessions to yourself than if you are giving one and receiving one. And you don't have to do it during the training. You can do the practices later, okay? But I suggest that is during the training. When you take a tract, it's going to be intensive because you are going to take a tract Monday and Thursday. It's only going to be in 2 weeks. So my suggestion is that you print the book and read all of it before the class. So you don't have any reading to do when the class is there. Okay, you already read it. And I don't really give theory in the classes. I go directly to exercises and modeling. Can you become a practitioner during the class? You mean in mastery? In when I did mastery before, I did the evaluations in the class. I am deciding that part. I haven't decided. I might invite some of the students to do the test there. I might, but I'm going to decide closer. In the past, mastery was done in a way that I was doing the evaluations in mastery. But then there were things that I wanted to do that I didn't have time to do, that this time I want to do. Because you never saw the complete method being used. In each seminar, I only teach one manual. And in mastery is our opportunity to see all the manuals together and how I use them as a system, complete. And it's very different if you use the material complete. And I think it's good that you learn. So, any other question? How many weeks do I need to finish the course? Many weeks. It depends, because Attract the Love of Your Life is 2 weeks, okay? And the others are 1 class each week. So there are 4 classes per seminar. But then you practice between the seminars. So you can say that is 6 months, 24 weeks, more or less, if I am counting well, or 22 weeks, I think so. It's 96 hours of class. And probably 2 hours more, or 3 hours more for the questions and answers of family, healing the family system, okay? Any other question? Let's see, what else? Thank you. I think is good. So if you have friends that want to take it, tell them, because it's going to be the only time. And some students are kind of sleepy, not realizing that, yes, this is the only time I'm going to do it in English. I am not threatening anybody. It's a reality. I want to do other things. And I hope to be alive and healthy to finish. The first session, that's an important question, is November 7. Okay? And I am not doing this that you have to subscribe before that time. No, I am not doing that. You can subscribe at any moment in this time. The sooner you subscribe, the sooner you have access to it, and you can print and read the material. In the future, people will only see the recorded classes, but they are not going to be available forever. So, because I need to take the generation. So it's not something that you can buy whenever you want. While I am doing the training, it's going to be available. Then it's going to be hidden, okay? You can go and get it, but nobody can buy it until I open again another generation, okay? Because I want to be present for the groups that study it. And even if it's recorded, I want to do something alive with them. I want to have connection with the students that are getting trained, okay? So the generations are going to be ordered. So it's an opportunity for you, because I don't really have a generation in English. You are going to be the first ones. And because I am not doing material in network, I don't have Instagram in English, I don't have Facebook in English, I don't have YouTube in English, but I have all that in Spanish. And I have a big amount of followers. In YouTube, I have 162,000 in YouTube. If I launch a video, in less than 2 hours, more than 2,000 people have seen it. So people are, and they post comments, and they are active, and they ask me, do you have English people? that their first language is English. And no, I don't. I have Spanish people that speak English like me. And some clients want English speaking people. They want those practitioners, they want the same culture. So you are going to be very successful, and I can train you. So let's see. The master is not going to be a live class. All the classes are going to be recorded. What I'm going to do is do some things live with the next generations. Okay. How long does it take to get the figures for constellation? It depends. It's big with DHL, a private messenger company, so it should take 3 days, the most. Okay, it's expensive because it's very big. It's not heavy, but it's huge, so it's expensive to send it. And if someone hasn't received, for example, and needs the coupon, we can save the 10% there. I want to give it back. Please, when you buy it, remind my assistant to give the 10%. So roughly, how often will you create these generations? Every 5 years? I think every 3 years. Because it takes 1.5 years. Imagine that the other 6 months you are doing the tests, okay, the evaluations. And then I do the advanced programs or workshops for growth. And then, or a combination. And then I do again, okay? And I am launching a 3rd book in Spanish. For a first-time beginner in your course, what brief explanation can we give friends and family about your course? Well, you can give them the link to my webpage, but it's really, it has two ways. I see my diploma in 2 ways. One is to have intense growth where you heal the relationship with your origins, your family, the country you belong to. So it's an intense evolution process to reprogram yourself and get the fastest tools to do it, and to create a career and to work in the times you want, the schedule that you want, with a system, a method that is very easy to do. You only need to write and to read to do it. And to be someone that is healthy, emotionally healthy, that can control the emotions and can be present. Will this recording be available for authors to see if they don't be here? Yes, where Emiro, my assistant, who speaks some English, enough to understand and communicate, he can give you the link and we will post it in YouTube. This is going to be available in YouTube to see it, okay? Any other question? No? Well, if you don't have any other question, I say bye-bye. Let me see something else. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They are saying bye-bye. I was very happy to be here with you. I give you a big kiss. And remember, if you need a plan for paying, send us the plan. Maggie, I need to pay you like this because I want to take it. I need to take it, but I don't have the complete money. and I am open to talk with you and to find a solution. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.